Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the third episode of WandaVision. It released on January 22nd, 2021, and it stars Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda and Paul Bettany as Vision. And so now let's get into this episode. So at the end of the second episode, we see that things start to change to color. And this episode is completely in color, and it's based off of the sitcom The Brady Bunch, which I think it's really just the aesthetics of the Brady Bunch, not really anything to do with the Brady Bunch, because obviously Wanda and Vision do not have a ton of kids. But speaking of kids, Wanda is pregnant, and we found that out in the second episode, the very end of that. But now she is full-blown pregnant, and her pregnancy is speeding along very fast. Weird things start happening in the house related to something that we think is potentially Wanda's powers. I was watching another review of somebody who's more like into comic books and things like that, and she was saying that she believes that all the weird things that are happening are because of one of the twins, that one of the twins in the comics has the exact same power set as Wanda. I didn't really take it that way. I mean, obviously it could be one of the twins doing it, but I don't know, I feel like we've seen it a lot in, I guess, superhero movies, but also in like horror movies and things like that, like people who were born with lycanism and things like that, where there are times where puberty sets in and powers and things like that go off of the rails because they can't control it. They're learning to control it, and it's not really working out very well. So I was just assuming that because Wanda is pregnant, she can't really control her powers because of this like flux of hormones and things like that that are making it difficult to control them. This episode also is very small in scope. We're mostly just in Wanda and Vision's house, and we're mostly with Wanda and Vision. There are a couple side characters that come in, but there's nothing that's too crazy like with episode 2 where we were in the town square doing the magic show. And we also noticed that the neighbors are kind of acting a little strange. Vision goes out and sees that Herb, which is his neighbor, is trimming the bushes with like a hedge cutter, and all of a sudden he goes down and he starts to cut into the wall that is there, and that was kind of bizarre, and there's not really an explanation for it, so that's kind of interesting. And this episode ends with the birth of the twins, and then Geraldine, who is one of the characters in there, she's kind of an outsider in this town. Nobody really knows what she is, why she's there, or what she's doing there, because she doesn't have a house in this town, which is kind of interesting. But she's talking to Wanda, and she brings up Pietro, who is Wanda's twin from the movies, and says that he had died because of Ultron. And this upsets Wanda a lot. And all of a sudden, we have Vision come back in, and Geraldine is gone. And we don't know what happened to her, but then we see on the outskirts of town that there is like a force field, and somebody gets shot out through the force field, and we find out that it's Geraldine, and this is the outside world, because there's like all these like, I don't know, black SUVs that come up, and people that come out of them with guns and stuff pointed at Geraldine. So Wanda has basically expelled Geraldine from this world that she has created. So now let's get into the things that I liked about this episode. I thought that this episode was funny. There was like a lot more jokes and things in this episode than in the first two. I think the first two were just kind of cute in that kind of regard, but I thought that this one was actually kind of funny and actually had some pretty decent jokes. Like, everything started getting very literal, and like when Wanda's water breaks, there's actually like a rainstorm in the house, which is hilarious. Also, I didn't think about it until just recently, but I like that WandaVision is dealing with sitcoms, because the character of Wanda is from Europe, and when you don't speak English, I know I've heard a lot of stories about people who are from other countries who learn to speak English through sitcoms. And I think that that's actually kind of genius that they did this sitcom thing, because this is what Wanda is thinking is the actual American experience, because these are sitcoms that she saw abroad when she was younger and potentially used to learn to speak English. So I think that that is genius in and of itself. Really liked at the end how we changed aspect ratios when we go out of the world that Wanda has created and into the real world. So what happens is the entire episode has an aspect ratio. I don't know I'm not good with aspect ratios, I would say, but it's got the black bars on the side of the image, so more like a full screen experience. And then literally in this one image, we see the aspect ratio change. The image moves out, and then we have the black bars at the top and bottom. And I think that that was just a really fun touch and a really kind of interesting thing to happen. And there really wasn't anything in this episode that I particularly didn't like. I thought that this episode was really good. It leaves you wanting more, so I really enjoy that. I've been keeping like what I would rate these episodes for at the end when I log the entire show on Letterboxd, and so this episode is definitely like a 4.5 out of 5. I really liked this one, so I would definitely recommend checking it out if you have not seen it, and hopefully you have, because this was full of spoilers. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of WandaVision as a whole, what you thought of this episode, or if you have any theories about what is going to happen next. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.